So freedom of speech and First Amendment, that's no longer a thing, I see. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about school board groups and possibly teachers union groups who are enlisting the help of the federales, the FBI, to come against you. If you are a parent and you have a child or children in public school, and you happen to go to a school board meeting to address your grievances, whether it be about the virus and vax mandates, mask mandates, or about critical race theory, things of that nature, and let's just say you get a little bit too spirited, you are raising your voice a little bit, you may be considered a threat. Your actions, raising your voice, being too spirited, that may be considered a threat against a school board member, a teacher, or whatever the case may be. So you may get knocked at your door by the federales because they're going to investigate you and other people just like you. Let's back up and explain what's going on just for some more context so we're on the same page with each other. Now, all over the country, we've seen school board meetings kind of go off the rails. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. If you are a parent and you have kids in school that have some issues and the issues are being caused by the school itself, you have the duty to be going down there to fix it. That's your child. At the end of the day, regardless of what, you are responsible for your child, period. So if something's not going right, that is your responsibility. That's your job to go down there and try to fix it. Now, I'm not saying anybody has the right to try to attack somebody just, based upon the ideological difference. But if there's a problem, you need to go down there to address it and fix it. And if you got to get a little bit irate, you got to get a little bit bold, then it is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes it's got to happen. Does that mean the federales should come investigate you? I don't think so. So the question is why? Why must the federales come visit me because I said I don't like critical race theory? I don't like kids being taught that if you are a white person, you are a racist. If you are a black person, you are a victim. You can't do anything without the white man's permission. If I say I don't like that, and if I say I don't like an 8-year-old little kid wearing a mask all day for no reason, they don't even get the virus and die from it. If I go and say things like that in an adamant way, why must the federales come investigate me? They'll say, well, some of these parents are doing too much. They're sending death threats. They are trying to attack people at the school board meetings. They're getting arrested and they're being violent. Now, the question is it warranted? Is an FBI investigation or intervention, is that warranted, really? If it is warranted, then let's explain this. Explain to me why other situations do not require the federales to get involved. Okay, now we had all the Black Lives Matter riots, really, not even protests, because, again, back to what I said from the beginning, you have the right constitutionally to address your grievances. You have the right to free speech. You have the right to assemble. It's got to be peaceful, but again, you have that right. So the federales coming in and investigating people who are mostly peaceful, I don't understand. But when you have the riots that are going on all over the country for years upon years, consistently, and you don't see that same kind of action sent toward them. I've not seen an FBI investigation of Black Lives Matter. Antifa, I've not seen them get investigated either. So why are we trying to attack parents who are concerned for their children rather than actual violent groups who make money off of their violence? This is obviously politically motivated. What the teachers want to do, not all, but some, what they want to do is teach critical race theory without any kind of intervention from you as a parent. So they want to get the federales involved to tell you, hey, you just shut up and let us do what we're going to do. Let us brainwash your child. Don't say a word. And if you do say something, I'm going to say you threaten me. I'm going to say you try to do something to me. And I'm going to seek the federales on you. I'm going to get you locked up. I'm going to get you put in court. And you're not going to win because it's the FBI. They'll find something to get you on. If you didn't pay a parking ticket, if you jaywalked back in 1979, you're going to the who's goo. That's their mindset, in my humble opinion. Now, I could be wrong, but again, We have guys that have really done some serious things, some really egregious offenses, okay? Killing people, just terrorizing people, killing businesses, arson, all types of stuff, organized crime, but I don't see the federales involved with that, right? I don't see it. I think I'm not really trying to attack just FBI agents, just the regular people who are on the job. I think all law enforcement are mostly good people. It doesn't matter if it's just regular police or federals or whatever it is. I think they're mostly all good people. I think it's leadership. Rather than trying and failing actually to blend in at the MAGA rally or whatever that was in DC recently, rather than doing that, how about you put a little bit of effort toward not letting that guy Brian Laundrie get away? You got a prime suspect in the international case, got a lot of attention. He's right there up under your nose, ain't let him get away. Now you got Dr. Bounty Hunter trying to find him. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dr. Bounty Hunter found this dude before the federales did, because their priorities are nowhere near in line with what they should be. Okay, you have actual criminals or criminal suspects you need to go after. So why are you worried about going to this rally with a couple of moms in American flags and Trump hats? Why are you worried about that? Why are you worried about trying to attack mommy and pops, mommy and daddy going to a school board meeting talking about critical race theory, how it's a bad thing? Why are you trying to attack that? It's about school boards trying to call in the favor to the federales. Like, hey, man, come on, protect us. We want to do this. And I think maybe the government has a vested interest in this happening as well. They want to push critical race theory because they want the populace to be brainwashed in a certain way. Okay, that's just what it is. Again, do I think that violence or threats of violence are a good thing? No, I don't. I also don't think the federal should be involved with this. I mean, tell me the good reason why this should happen. Tell me the good reason why the federals need to be involved at all. There is no good reason. None whatsoever. And I think this is going to be a problem. This is going to maybe even red pill. I guess you would say that's the proper phrase in this instance. That's going to red pill a lot of regular everyday normies who wouldn't otherwise be political. You know, I'm going to the school board. I know I'm not really worried about who's the president or whatever, but I don't like what they're doing with critical race theory. My kid's coming home with a crusty and nasty mask and he's crying and he's breaking out. Maybe I don't want to have him wear the mask all day. And when you go there and then you met with all types of force and you getting threatening letters and whatnot, and then you put two and two together, you've been hearing at the water cooler at work, hey, this Biden administration, they're going too far. They're trying to silence us. They're trying to block us. And you thinking that's not really real. That's not right. How can that be so? And then it happens to you. And then it happens to more parents who weren't really politically aware. Then it's kind of a watershed moment. It's like, oh, okay. Now I see what's going on. Now I see what's happening. This, in my humble opinion, is the federal government trying to have control over where you live. Your everyday life shouldn't really be governed by the federal government. It's not really about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, all these people. Your everyday life should be more governed by your state government. But when the federals try to intervene, then you have less and less power as a state government. There's more power centralized in Washington, D.C. than it is in your own backyard. You have less control over what you do and what you say where you live. And for what? Why? Because some random weirdo in D.C. said that it must be so? Because the leadership of the FBI say it must be so? As I close, I want to say this. Do not be intimidated by the federals. Don't let the federales get you off of your square. If you're going to the school board meetings and you're addressing your grievances, you're not trying to attack anybody, you're a regular normie, keep on doing that. Do not let them threaten you. Don't let it be an intimidation. Because that's what it is. They're talking about, we're trying to send the federales out there because some of the parents they're threatening and they're intimidating and whatnot. Well, that's the exact same thing that the federales are trying to do right now. They're trying to intimidate and threaten and kind of just encourage you in a different kind of way. They're trying to encourage you to stay away from the school board meetings. And I've seen it happen a lot on a local level. They try to change when the meetings are going to happen. They try to limit your responses. They try to limit the capacity that can be inside. They want to do that because we don't like what's going on. It's not a political thing. It's not about Trump supporter versus Biden supporter. It's not even about that. It's about you're doing the wrong thing as a school. I'm the parent. I'm here to address what's going on and fix the situation. That's it and that's all. Don't have the government from DC come in and tell me I'm doing wrong when I know I'm not doing wrong. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about the federales being used in this manner? Is this the proper way to use them, or is it the improper way? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at with it. I think this is really ridiculous for the federales to do stuff like this. And this is why I always say the federal government sucks, really, especially right now under this kind of like totalitarian regime. I like when Trump was in there because Trump just had more freedom. Really, that's all I like. I like having a small government. I'm no anarchist, don't get that twisted, but small government is always better, especially federal government. Your local government should be what you and your community members want for your community. That's what it should be about. The federals, you take care of foreign affairs, things of that nature. You take care of that stuff. National debt. Don't worry about how long I'm going to speak in front of a school board meeting. Don't worry about, am I going to go to a MAGA rally and say FJB or something like that? Don't worry about that. You're doing way too much. Worry about things that actually matter, and I think things will be better as a result. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And as all I got to say for this video, if you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.